When we look at the people in Gaza, a year ago they were all thriving and living. They did not expect that in a week bombs would be dropping on their heads. When we look at the Imam in Missouri, Imam Marcellus Williams, he had clemency, the evidence, and found that you are free and you should be released from jail, but they still refused to relieve him, and a couple of days ago they took his life. Now his time had come. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had written that his time was there. I'm not worried about him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept him and make him one of the ones who are shaheed, and accept him and have mercy upon him. I'm worried about us. Do we take lesson from this brother who died? Do we take heed the fact that even though the courts had said, even though the DA had said, even though the police had said that you are innocent, they still took his life? How much did we do to help his cause? How much of a lesson did we take from that? How much did it make us fearful that maybe my time is next? We see the years passing, year after year. You're getting older, we're getting weaker, we're getting aches and pains, things are not as easy as they used to be. How much of this is a lesson that maybe our time is coming? The Prophet ﷺ says, advises us, أَكْثَرَ ذِكْرَ هَذَا مِنْ لَذَّاتٍ. Abu Hurairah reports that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, remember often the destroyer of pleasures. Remember often the destroyer of pleasures. If it hasn't happened to somebody that we know, then surely it will at some point. Many of our families are back home and we don't necessarily see them getting old and starting to pass. And so one of the problems in this society, because we are an immigrant society, many of us are immigrant societies, we have lost that connection to death. Think about it. When was the last time you prayed a janazah? When was the last time you followed the dead to the graveyard? When was the last time you washed a body? We don't see death. It's unfortunately hidden from us in this society. We glamorize it in different ways. And if you pass by a graveyard, it doesn't look like a graveyard, it looks like a garden. Because this society is busy beautifying these gardens. But we have to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is al-Mumit. He is the one who created the inanimate world, and He is the one that will take the life from us and from everything around us. But we fear death. I'm looking at the faces today and the faces of the people, as I'm giving the khutbah, and you see that the faces are different. Because I'm talking about a topic that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to hear about death because we're afraid of death. And it's usually because we don't know enough about it. And it's usually sometimes because we haven't prepared for it. When we think about it, actually, if you were to sit down and sort of think about it, we all want Jannah. We want the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there's only one way to enter into Jannah. You have to pass through the door of death. And if you really love Jannah, then that door should be easy to open. But if we have not prepared for it properly, and our soul knows this, we know it deep down within ourselves, our nafs knows this, that you're not prepared, brother, you're not prepared, sister. And so we fear it, and we're afraid to open that door, because we know that on the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is waiting for us. Shaykh Umar Abdul Kafi said that you are not closer to death if you are riding in an airplane than if you are lying in your bed at home. When your time is there, your time is there. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take it from us. What's more scary is if you ever walk around a graveyard. We live in Boston. Boston has a lot of history. Boston has a lot of old graves. And so I recommend to you, take a walk around some of these graves and look and see how long have they been lying in those graves. You will see graves dating back to 1600 to 1700. These people have been in the grave for 400, 300, 200 years. What is happening in there? For us, inshallah, if we prepare for it, it is Jannah. It is peace, it is a slumber. It will feel like it was nothing. But for those who are on the other side, they are being suffered. They are suffering and they are being tortured, and it is a piece of hell that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for them. So when we look at this life, we see the messages of this life are YOLO, just do it, carpe diem, right? You only live once, and so do all the things, fulfill your desires and do everything. But these are not what we are looking to do. These are things that are actually a negative, or actually dragging us away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we need to realize that our pursuit of desires is actually a thing that should be tempered, that should be paused. And we should actually be pursuing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pursuing His mercy. But death for us is around the corner. We only have one chance in this life. And we need to race towards it to gain the good that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has for us.
Thank you for watching The Shared Truth. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on for more content. We also invite you to explore the channel's playlist for more videos that may interest you. If you have any suggestions or inquiries you'd like us to explore, feel free to share your ideas with us at any time by emailing us at thesharedtruthsib@gmail.com.